special part of the program, Floral Welcome. I request Dr. Munir, President SMC, to come on the stage to do the honors. I invite the chief guest of the day, Sheikh Abdullah bin Hashil bin Rashid Al Maskari, onto the dais. Thank you, sir. I request Mr. Akhil Arif Seth, Treasurer, SMC, to do the honors. I invite the guest of honor, Mr. Wilson V. George, Chairman, Board of Directors, onto the dais. I request Dr. Parag H. Shah, Convener, SMC, to do the honors. I invite the guest of honor, Dr. Yahya bin Muhammad Al Busaidi, onto the dais. Thank you, sir. I request Mr. Augustine Joseph, Member SMC, to do the honors. I invite our special guest, Dr. Alex C. Joseph, onto the dais. Thank you, sir. I request Mr. Matthew Joseph, Member SMC, onto the dais. I invite Mr. Jenu Thomas and Mr. Irfan Akbar, Members SMC, onto the dais. Let us get the blessing of the divine with the invocation song. Thank you, girls. A welcome speech marks the start of any special event or occasion requiring a formal opening. I request our respected principal, Mr. Reggie Oman, to welcome the gathering.
Good evening and a warm welcome to all distinguished guests, guests of honors, special guests, invitees, sponsors of the annual day program, dear parents, students, teaching and support staff, to the 27th Annual Day celebration of Indian School Ibra. One more year has been passed and added to the series of events of Indian School Ibra in its journey towards providing the best quality education to the students of Indian diaspora and also to other nationalities as well. A journey in which destiny is not our destination, but journey continues covering milestones, keeping in mind the vision and mission of the school. If we look back, one could see that the school has progressed in many spheres, and many changes could be brought in, taking into consideration the feedback from various stakeholders. The retrospection is satisfying as many of the goals set were achieved by the support of all. The chief guest of today's function is Sheikh Abdullah bin Hassel bin Rashid Al Muskiri. His brief profile is as follows. He did his graduation in petroleum engineering from Tulsa University, Oklahoma, and has served in various esteemed organizations in different capacities to the ministries as community advisor, social investment advisor, and corporate affairs manager. The chief guest was also the member of the Oman Parliament for 10 years from 1987 to 1997. Above all, he is an author of 2 social history books. Presently, he is the chairman of Arbitration and Reconciliation Committee at Ibra. He is also a member of the voluntary organization for collecting Oman heritage found in other countries. Yesterday, I had an opportunity to meet him at his residence, along with our President SMC and other members. As we entered into his drawing room, we were amazed to see the collections of the books and the literary scripts displayed in 2 big spacious rooms. Really marvelous and worth seeing. It is indeed a great honor for all of us to have such a personality amongst us as the chief guest of our function. Sir, on behalf of School Management Committee, staff, students, and on my personal behalf and all present here, I wholeheartedly welcome you to this function. I quote, providing our children with quality education has been a matter of concern for all. Consequently, all issues related to the field of education, both quantitative and qualitative, has attracted the attention of those desirous of improving the system. We do realize that students stand at the core of any educational system, I unquote. These are the touching words of none other than our respected guests of honor, Mr. Wilson V. George, Chairman, Board of Directors of the Indian Schools in Sultanate of Oman. Sir, your words speaks of your deep concerns for the welfare of the students and staffs of the Indian schools in Sultanate of Oman. On behalf of School Management Committee, students and staff, I wholeheartedly welcome you, sir, to this function. We at Indian School Ibra are blessed to have the support and cooperation from the Ministry of Education, Ibra. Whenever we approach them for any help, it was well heard and kindly supported, which makes us comfortable and feel at home. We have with us Dr. Yahya bin Al-Buzaidi, Muhammad Al-Buzaidi, from the Ministry of Education, Ibra, as the guest of honor. Whenever we approach him for any help and guidance, his gracious smile and humble dealings solves our entire problem. It is because of his kind support and cooperation that we have got another opportunity to stage our annual day function in the MOE hall. Sir, we are extremely thankful to you and to your team for all the support, and on behalf of the school management, staff, and students, I wholeheartedly welcome you to this function. I welcome our special guest, Sheikh Khalifa bin Abdullah Al Maskari in his absentia. He will be coming a bit late. Also, we have with us on the dais our special guest, who is an educationist, a good mentor, a good humorous motivator, and above all, a good administrator. He is none other than the Assistant Education Advisor to the Board of Directors of Indian Schools in Sultanate of Oman, Dr. Alex C. Joseph. Sir, on behalf of school management, staff, students, I wholeheartedly welcome you to this function. It's my pleasure to welcome the School Management Committee members, President Dr. Munir, Treasurer Mr. Akhil Arif Said, Convener Dr. Parag H. Shah, in charge of Co-Scholastic Mr. Augustine Joseph, in charge of Scholastic Mr. Matthew Joseph, in charge of Infrastructure and Health and Safety Environment Mr. Gino Thomas, and in charge of Staff Welfare Mr. Irfan Akbar and their families to this function, and thank them for all the support and guidance. I wholeheartedly welcome the ex-SMC President and members, other invitees, the sponsors seated off the dais, and all ladies and gentlemen to this function. We value your presence and thanks for being with us to grace the occasion. Dear parents, I'm extremely thankful and happy in welcoming you all to this function. If I look back to the time of my joining the school, I feel proud of your quantitative and qualitative participation in all activities and functions of the school. To me, your participation means your love to the alma mater of your children and your deep concern for their better education. Dear parents, on behalf of Indian School Ibra family and the School Management Committee, I wholeheartedly welcome you all to this function. Dear parents, Indian School Ibra is no longer a secondary school. It has become a senior secondary school now, and within a few months, we'll be having a customized school building. To me, this indicates that Indian School Ibra is progressing, and the graph of the school is on a rising curve. Principals may go and come by default or choice, but it is the parents, students, and teachers which I believe are the ones who will be associated with the school for a longer time. So to keep the graph of the Indian School Ibra moving high, it needs your constant support and daily prayers. I welcome all the participants of this function and wish them all the best. I welcome the teachers, office admin staff, and the support staff and their families to this function, and thank the teachers and the support staff for the pain that they have taken to shape up this function. I seek divine blessings for them for all success in the programs to follow. Before I conclude, I take this opportunity on behalf of all present here to sincerely thank Commodore Matthew Abraham, Education Advisor to the Board of Directors of Indian Schools in Sultanate of Oman, in his absentia, for all the support and guidance extended to the Indian School Ibra. As he is demitting his office, tomorrow being the farewell, I wish him and his family all the best and pray to Almighty to shower his choicest blessing on him and his family in the years to come. Thank you all.
Thank you very much, sir.
Now I welcome Dr. Munir, President SMC, for his presidential address.
Chairman, Arbitration and Reconciliation Committee under the Ministry of Justice, and a former member of Parliament of Oman, who had the privilege of addressing both the American Congress as well as the British Parliament on a couple of occasions on diplomatic missions. We are very happy that you are our chief guest, sir. Guest of honor and pride of 45,000 students studying in 19 Indian schools spread over nooks and corners of the Sultanate of Oman. The leader of the school, a person who is tirelessly putting efforts for the welfare of people, welfare of school students and teachers. Chairman of BOD, Mr. Wilson George. Guest of honor, Dr. Yahya bin Muhammad Al Busaidi, educational expert and manager from the Ministry of Education. Special guest, Sheikh Khalifa bin Abdul Al Maskari, Dr. Alex C. Joseph, Assistant Educational Advisor to the Board of Directors. Members in SMC, Convener Dr. Parag Etcha, Treasurer Mr. Akil Arif Sert, fellow members of the SMC, Mr. Augustine Joseph, Mr. Matthew Thomas, Mr. Jenu Thomas, Mr. Irfan Akbar, our beloved principal, Mr. Oman, teachers and my dear staff. Distinguished guests seated here, former President Mr. Robin Rohit Vincent and Mr. Srinivas, members of SMC, fellow parents, spouses of teachers, spouses of SMC, members of the Ibra community, student council leaders, and my dear students and participants. We are all waiting to watch the most exciting moments, which is going to be staged very shortly. Our students, they have been trying hard for last few weeks to perform wonderful and varied forms of art here. However, there is a team of people not able to sit in this hall yet. They run behind the students, guiding and advising them, helping them to gain confidence. Our teachers, teachers of the school, the house captains. We should congratulate all of them for their efforts to make sure that our students gain confidence, polish their talents, and improve their life skills. There is always a rush towards gaining life skills, gaining employability skills. Sometimes this pursuit of life skills sometimes offset their achievement and development of life values. Values of respect, mutual understanding, tolerance of opposing views, empathy, caring, and love. All these values actually make our teenagers socially responsible youngsters, suitable for not only for the job market but suitable for the society at large. And the theme of this year's annual day, being values, purely does justice to this objective. Education without life skill is fertile, but education without values is meaningless. We, as fellow parents and fellow SMC members, fellow teachers, wish to see that there is an inclusive development for all, wherein there is involvement for every student in one of the other events of his or her aptitude and taste. We call upon each and every student to be a participant in any event of his or her choice. Recently, SMC interacted with the teachers on an individual basis. We were overwhelmed by their responses. We were excited by their sharing of a dream. They all share a common dream that Indian school Ibra should be one of the toppest school among all the schools in the Sultanate. We, SMC, would like to honor their dreams, and we will honor their dreams, and we would request our chairman of the board of directors today to honor them in front of this august audience. And we, SMC, never want to miss an opportunity which can help our children to dream high and fly high. This is why and how this we implemented. We brought Guinness Book Record Dr. G.S. Pradeep to inspire our children last week. Yes, our dreams are little high. Our children are little more ambitious than ever before. We understand that the resources, not only financial resources, all resources like energy, ideas, information, suggestions, all resources are not equally distributed among all of us. There are people, fellow teachers here, fellow parents here, they all have different kinds of resources. We would request all parents to join your head, hand, and heart together to help our children grow, dream, and reach highest heights, which we will be proud of when we go back from Oman and when we reach our motherland. Thank you so much. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir, for your kind words. I welcome our chief guest, Sheikh Abdullah bin Hashil bin Rashid Al Maskari, to address the gathering.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Distinguished Chairman of Board of Directors of Indian Schools in Oman, Mr. Wilson V. George, President of Indian School, Dr. Munir Uddin, distinguished guests of the dais, Principal, ladies, gentlemen, parents, and students of Indian School. At the outset, thank you for inviting me as the chief of guests on the 27th annual day of Indian School Ibra. This nice celebration which we are all enjoying now. I am very happy to be here with you. All the grace for this function, inshallah. I take this opportunity to convey my warmest greetings to you all. It's indeed my pleasure, and it is indeed a pleasant evening, all soaked in celebration mood, as I see now in your faces, in front of me. I express my deep sense of gratitude of the Indian School Management Committee, principal, teachers, and parents to the welcome and warm reception which me and my team have received. I deeply wish Indian School, Ibra, and other Indian schools in various provinces in Oman all the best. Something I have to stress as well. There are many things in common between Oman and India. I think we have a lot in history together. We have many values which we share together. Not only being neighbors, but we share the values of tolerance, understanding, and diversity. which really reflected in both Indian and Omani people life, which the whole world is appreciating. Thank you very much for allowing me to give such a short speech. And see you inshallah in next functions. ومع السلامة والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
Thank you, sir, for your inspirational words.
I welcome our guest of honor, Mr. Wilson V. George, Chairman, Board of Directors, to address the gathering.
Our respected Chief Guest, His Excellency Sheikh Abdullah bin Hashil bin Rashid Al Maskari. Our guest of honor, Dr. Yahya bin Muhammad Al Busaidi and Sheikh Khalifa bin Abdullah Al Maskari. Our special guest, Dr. Alexi Joseph. President, School Management Committee, Dr. Munir, and my respected colleagues on the School Management Committee, ex-presidents gathered here. I can see Dr. Srinivas and Robin, and other School Management Committee members, our Omani brothers and sisters who are gathered over here, and our teachers, principal, parents, and my dear children. I'm very happy to be here in this annual day with you. This is the first time I'm attending an official function of Indian School Ibra. Though this is not the first time I'm visiting Indian School Ibra or having other engagements with the Indian community in Ibra. I've been to the school many times to attend parent forums, to have discussions with parents, to have chat with the teachers on the school matters. But I couldn't get an opportunity for various reasons to be on a formal function here. Thank you, and this has happened this time. I have a daughter who just finished schooling. And while she used to be in the school, she used to caution me, wherever you go and speak, make it short because children won't like it. And I'm sure the children in Ibra are also not very different. But one sad part of it is that I was never able to keep up my promise to my daughter. I will try this time today here to make it very short. You know what happens is, you have a lot of issues, problems related to the school to tell the management. And we get it through parent forums, we get it through emails, we get it through telephone calls. But we from the management also has something to tell you. And these are the only opportunities. So unfortunately, sometimes it gets little bit more than what we really want it to be. But once again, I'll try my level best not to exceed much time. Indian schools in Oman is a big system. As you know, we have 45,000 children and 19 schools.